All right, good morning. It's October 1st, 2022, just after 9:30 a.m. We're at the Big Bend on the Icefields Parkway. Only like a handful of cars have gone by. Not always the case when you're at this particular location. It's pretty touristy on the way to Jasper. We're gonna do a day hike to Saskatchewan Glacier, or at least we're gonna try. We're not exactly sure the route. It's not a very well-known hike, but we're just at this pullout, kind of at the tip here, just before you go up the big hill. And we think we're gonna go the way behind us. See if we can find it. Okay, redo. So we were parked all the way down there. We walked across this flats, and then we realized we were not going at all in the right direction. So right where that RV is parked, that's the trailhead. There's just not enough room for us to park there, so we're just off to the side of the road here. So now we should be heading the right way. So now that we're down here, the RV is really close, so it would be a bit of a squeeze, but you could park down here. But it's funny because we've driven past this area 1,000 times, but never really noticed that there was anything down here. Because whenever we get to this part of the highway, you're just so like fixated on the beautiful mountain scenery and going up the big hill. But yeah, now I read about this bridge. So a lot of people said that pretty much right after crossing this, they had a hard time staying on course. So we'll see how our route finding plays out today. All right, so we just popped out of these trees here, did a little bushwhack, but now we've intersected this defined path. So we probably just jumped the gun a few meters too soon. But I mean, it was pretty painless. Not that big of a deal. And we seem to be going on the right direction now. Beautiful bluebird day. Perfect temperature. So far, so good. Okay. So you do this big bend, and then you're back parallel to the Icefields, but I guess it takes you on that course to avoid fording this river. That's about the only reason why. So I guess if you really didn't want to add the extra, I don't even know, maybe half a kilometer or something, you could just ford the river. But pretty painless to get here, so might as well keep your feet dry. All right.
It doesn't even look like there's a river there.
Yeah, originally we were parked right there, and it looks like we could have just walked across here, but there's actually a river. You just can't see it. Or a creek, whatever, but it's actually pretty deep and flowing quickly in spots. But I read on the internet that you would start to see rock piles to indicate that you are going the right way. And this is almost like a well-worn path here. So we were over there heading up the canyon, which I think we're gonna come back to that canyon, but we'll just be on the other side. All right, so made it across the flats here. Rock pile, veering into the trees now. Helicopter going by. Just a gorgeous fall day. Loving it. Just looking at the Icefields, different perspective. You can see, or you can hear. Where are the cars going by? There he is, little dot. And now we're in the woods. I was cooking there for a minute, but the shade brings the temperature back down. All the leaves are yellow and the sky is blue. I went for a walk on an autumn's day. All right, down to t-shirt, hair up. Can't believe how warm it is still. I chose this trail that's like a lower elevation, thinking mountain peaks would be out of the question out here by now. I'd be all covered in snow. But every year is different. You just never know what it's gonna bring. That's all right. Got a nice view ahead of us. Going downhill slightly. Was described as a few ups and downs and flat, so I don't think it'll be overly difficult of a trail. It is supposed to be in the ballpark of round trip 18 kilometers, so decent amount of distance for a day hike. And we were just discussing how the days are getting shorter now again. So we just... Oh, I'm excited. Wow. Wow.
We're on the other side now. We went over that hump. Look at it, we're all alone now. There's no one here.
That must be the glacier we're walking to, maybe.
Yeah, obviously.
This is quite the scene. It's a little like intimidating. We're just like, boom, big mountains everywhere. Cool. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's all frosty and icy here.
Frozen poop?
This is like super grizzly country here in these thick brush.
Yeah, look, we're over
What the hell is that?
Looks like frozen. Look at
Red though.
Look at here. We're over that hump.
Oh yeah. This is remnants of an old cabin. From what I read, it's maybe an old alpine hut cabin.
This is not a cabin.
I swear to God.
It's not big enough to be a cabin.
Look at all the little, yeah, because I think maybe it was just like maybe a warm-up shelter for cross-country touring. I don't know.
I don't know. Weird.
It's definitely a little cabin, because we were just saying if you were allowed, this would be a ideal camp spot for backpacking. Obviously, you can't do that here in the national park. But like right here, we were saying, oh, that'd be a perfect spot to pitch a tent. And then right there, I noticed the cabin. Cool. I feel like I'm in like a campground or something, because of this is like a road. I don't know why people were reviewing this to be like a severe bushwhack, but I always take reviews with a grain of salt because everyone's experience is different. Look at the yellow coming through there. Such a fun time of year. So there's a little path going down here, and then I did read that people just navigated their way on the flats, but then they complained about a lot of rock bouldering stuff. There's also a path going in the trees. So what are you thinking? You want to take the trees, or you want to go on the flats?
I usually take the flats, but
you want to just stay on the path? I mean,
yeah.
We'll probably have to go down there at some point anyway. It looks like there's something out there. I'll point to it. It's black. Right there.
There is something out there.
Is that a bear?
Probably is.
Oh my God. Pretty sure there's a bear out there. Crazy thing I forgot to mention, when we were driving in, we saw a black wolf on the side of the road, just like 15 minutes outside of Saunders. There's something out there.
We're going on the flats.
I ain't going out there.
I ain't gonna go in the trees.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He wants to go out here. Okay. Okay, well, we better stay close together. All right. We abandoned the flats as we got edged out there by the river. Maybe I spoke too soon about the severe bushwhacking route finding situation. Gotta navigate in and out of the God fucking damn it. The stream. Oh, the stream kind of screws you up. Where are you?
You have to go into the flats or right into the woods.
It's hard to film when you're in the thick brush. So when you got to that spot where we almost were gonna stick to the woods, but Sean wanted to go on a bear hunt. Definitely stick to the way in the woods, and there's rock piles everywhere. We still don't know what that is out there. Definitely something moving. It looks like 2 people maybe. It's just kind of crazy because it's so early, but there was that RV there, so maybe they were parked there overnight and hit this trail early in the morning. Okay, very rocky. Look at that. I read that people cross-country ski this. Be a pretty sick route. Perfect terrain for it. It's basically flat. It's awesome. Just gotta take a minute here to appreciate where we are. Because this is some sort of scenery. We were just saying...
We're in the middle of it.
Yeah, we were just saying this is kind of like comparable to Berg Lake. When you pass Emperor Falls and you're on that portion before, where it's just like, wow. And so easy to get here so far. Crazy. Just can't stop smiling. It's too cool. Sean, do your echo.
No.
Do it. Do it.
Ah!
So there's actually a waterfall. Just a little skinny one right there. Kind of cool. So now we're noticing the glaciers right there, as well as up here. So I think it's gonna be pretty freaking sick when we get over there.
Cold over there.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be cold. There's a cold wind. Running down there. Cold wind. So these little mounds.
Yeah, there's rocks here, though.
Well, they're actually quite large, these mounds. This is all created from when the glaciers were receding. I'm not knowledgeable enough in this stuff to explain it in detail, but I know that has something to do with it. And it's pretty neat. Just continues to be a crazy landscape.
Wait till we get over here and see the fucking...
We're gonna
Surprised you never come here. This is super easy.
I know. This is one of the easiest trails ever. We're gonna...
No bushwhacking.
No. We're gonna go over this mound. And I think we're gonna get some pretty sick views. Wow, wow, wow. Whew.
You can't even get to the sunshine. The river's in the fucking way.
We're just right down by this beautiful river. Obviously glacier fed. Just walked along the side right there. Getting closer. Is this wolf or is this dog? I'm not sure. There's no human footprint anywhere in sight. I don't know my animal tracks. But kind of cool. So whatever was moving before see it again. Still can't distinguish what it is.
They're across, they're not on the right.
No, they're across this body of water.
Which?
Just really can't tell what it is, but it's two moving
Black
somethings.
specks.
Yeah, two black specks.
And it's been moving away from us the whole time.
Yeah.
But they're on the wrong side of the river. Because
Yeah.
the trail doesn't go to that side of the river. We crossed a bridge right at the very beginning to get on this side of the river.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
We did see what we think is wolf tracks.
No, I just don't know.
Sometimes it looks like it's a human, and then other times it like moves like it's an animal.
Yeah. This is a glacier in all its glory. Look at it. Boom.
It's crazy. Whatever it is, it's not interested in us.
No, I just don't know where it would go from there if it's gonna turn back around.
No, go up the fucking hill there. Or go through the snow.
Crazy. That'd be crazy to see. Imagine if it was wolves and it like traversed the glacier. That'd be some like
National Geographic.
yeah. I don't know what it is though, but it's weird.
There's a
And
plane.
they're moving swiftly. We're just not sure what that is moving over there. Could be two humans. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna go up the glacier. Maybe it's wolves, maybe it's bears. I don't know. So we're using Sean's phone to zoom in on whatever that is because his zoom's better than mine. And it's definitely two large moving objects. And I mean, I know people always go right to bear and we think we see bears all the time, but that one is questionable. But they're moving in the opposite direction and don't really, yeah, I've been this whole time. And they're on the other side of the river. Yeah, because, yeah, that is true. Anyway, we're just gonna go up there to that sunny spot to sit down and eat because it's shaded here and it's freezing. Freezing. But neat day so far. Really fun. Ah, right in the sun. Perfect spot to have a lunch.
Have a gas station sandwich.
Ew. Glacier right behind there. Sweet. So things that rule out human is there was nobody else parked when we came in except for that RV, but it was a Cruise Canada RV, which indicates it's rented by tourists. So it's unlikely that who's ever in there is gonna go mountaineering. I mean, it's possible for sure. But and they're on the other side where if you
would have parked where we first
yeah,
parked.
they would have parked where we parked and gone over the bridge, and then you would immediately be on this side of the river.
No, where we first parked.
Right.
We had gone over the bridge.
At that flat.
They would have climbed the thing that I was climbing to get over there. That's how you get over there. On that side.
Right.
You don't cross the bridge.
No, we were the only ones there. And they're already like out here by the time we started hiking. So
We saw them back over there
yeah.
before that hump.
If it's humans, I don't know. But I think
There's two things. They're black.
Yeah, two black things traveling together. And they were also like, humans are usually like side by side. They're kind of like spread out from each other. But then they'll quickly come together and then quickly spread out again. I don't know. we'll never know because we don't have a good enough camera or binoculars, which we were saying we should get binoculars.
I think I see them again. They're climbing up that. They're starting to climb up it.
I'll have to check it out. It's interesting. Oh, the glorious sun keeps moving. I gotta move our lunch spot a couple times. All of a sudden it's like, why is it like 10 degrees colder? Well, that was
well worth it.
Yeah, well worth it because there's hardly any effort. If you want this kind of alpine view with
no incline.
Yeah, no incline, big ass glacier at the end, and I mean, we think we're the only people out here. Maybe there's animals, or maybe there's just two other people off in the distance.
On the wrong side of the river.
Yeah. Great hike, you know, especially when people are probably walking in a train down that large valley right now. All congested in these, like, beautiful, popular spots. I get it. But this is pretty insane and quiet as can be. So this is my kind of hike. On this boulder for a sec. I think this is Parker Ridge. It's at least in the direction of it, but I think it is. Popular hike on the Icefields Parkway. Another easy hike. Harder than this one though, because this one's flat. That one you gotta gain that ridge. This one's like
ready.
Chill. The only obstacle really is the amount of rocks, I guess. That definitely bothers some people. I mean, it's not the funnest type of ground to walk on when it's all rocky. It's actually starting to calm down here now because we're getting closer to the trees.
There is no trail here.
Yeah, there's no trail, but pretty obvious which way you gotta go. Just look for the freaking giant glacier. Can't really get lost when you're out on these flats.
No, because one way is a mountain,
yeah.
And then a mountain.
Yeah, it's a corridor straight to it.
The mountain, you're doing it wrong.
The only thing that turns you around is if you get to the river there, but
yeah, if you don't get over these green grass hills right here at the beginning. That's the only.
This is just the view as we're heading back now. The whole freaking thing is just views. So it'd suck on like a plus 30 degree day.
Yeah.
You would be baking, but it is significantly cooler in this valley. So I don't know. In the dead of summer, this would definitely be hot. Now that we've been more attentive,
here's a perfect one.
we're just seeing prints everywhere.
But they're old though. They're a couple days old. Look at that one.
Yeah.
See that one?
Everywhere. Barren dog-like. So I'd say it's pretty clear that there's bears and potentially wolves coming through here.
We saw them.
Yeah, I mean, it's beginning.
Every time that we're in one of those, we see animals. Every single time, remember?
Yeah.
On to, what was that, Lake Minnewanka? Where that bear stood up on us?
Yeah, that was Lake Minnewanka.
Yeah.
Just these like corridors.
That same kind of opening, right?
Yeah.
Every time we're in one of those, there's animals.
Yeah, it's like 99% sure. I mean, obviously we can't come to a full conclusion because we're stupid and don't have binoculars or anything. Which I really wish we did because that would have been so cool.
They're on the other side of the river, so.
Yeah, they're on the other side of the river.
And there's a canyon, so there is
And there's
no
a
other
canyon.
way to get other than climbing the mountain. But then you're climbing the mountain, you wouldn't be down over there.
And like, who would be all the way over there by now? It's crazy.
There's animals. We just don't know what kind.
Yeah, we just don't know what
They're
kind.
black.
Pretty sweet. Heading back down now. In the shade here in the thick forest, a lot of stuff still has ice on it, and I think it's a little bit past 1 o'clock. So that's kind of crazy. We're going downhill and sliding on a thin sheet of ice and all the trees and stuff have some frost on them. It's crazy how like a matter of a few meters in the mountains, the temperature and environment just like changes really drastically. Yeah, the glacier, it was so, felt like winter down there. Yeah, it's just a mix of everything. Almost back. Oh, there's the big bend. Oh yeah. Waterfall up there. I don't know if it's picking it up. A lot warmer now. It's 1:40 in the afternoon. Traffic's starting to pick up on the Parkway there. It's not too bad. Heavy tourist season is behind us. But yeah, awesome hike. There's our Jeep. We're like right beside it. But there's a river in the way. Kind of funny that we gotta walk past it just to get back to it. It's crazy how they built this bridge. They just like poured the concrete over the giant boulders. Super old. I think this is like the old Icefields Parkway.
Not far down.
Crazy. There's the modern day. Alright, we made it back. We weren't mauled to death by anything. So we did 14.2 kilometers, which is kind of hard to believe because it doesn't feel like we walked more than like 8 kilometers.
Yeah, really easy.
Really easy terrain.
Turn right as soon as you step off the bridge.
Yeah, that's about the only like navigating. Didn't see a single person, and you might see out the window here so many cars driving by, like it's busy. It's October, the mountains are bone dry. Even these massive peaks don't have a dusting of snow on them, which is pretty crazy. So like the weather's good, people are out, but they're not on that trail, so that's pretty sweet. We did possibly see some wildlife. I have a camera that's capable of zooming in that far and taking photos. So yeah, the only sort of complaint is that we couldn't rule out what that was. So like we weren't like freaked out or anything. We sat down and ate lunch still, but we thought it wasn't really a good idea to sit there for a long time in case whatever that was decided to turn back around. Like that's probably the absolute worst spot you would want to be with 2 large predatory animals. There's no like nothing you could put in between you and an animal. It's just wide open flats. Really, it would be really hard to back up mindfully because it's all like rocks, and that just would have been pretty shitty. Anyway, now we're gonna just head back home. 2 hours, 15 minutes from Rocky. So a bit of a drive to get here, but we don't really have to deal with much traffic.
There's no traffic.
Once we turn off the
Highway 93,
it's pretty smooth sailing.
There's
so
no traffic.
That's why we've been coming out furthermore lately, because it's just like it's easier from Rocky. Which is awesome. So
Don't say that.
Yeah, don't move to Rocky, it sucks. Well, that's about it. We're gonna sign out now, so thanks for coming along.